Hello, friends and adventurers, and welcome back to Sally Cat Plays Blades of Exile. I actually had to take a little break between recording sessions and think about what I'm going to do next here. So, Morag ultimately gives us three choices. We can bargain her into actually giving us the Dragon Scroll. We can accept directions to a fabulous treasure of some sort, or we can take the Mushroom Charm, which can get us past the Poppy Shrooms without falling asleep and losing lots of time. So, the directions to the fabulous treasure are honestly the most useless of the three. Now, normally, if I was going for the most optimal one, I would probably talk her into giving me the Dragon Scroll. But, since I do love showing off all possible options, and especially showing off the stupid options before doing what I'm supposed to, I'm going to take the Mushroom Charm. And possibly go back in another playthrough or another save file to get the last bit of dialogue from her about the Dragon Scroll. She mutters a spell, the scroll disappears, and an onyx mushroom talisman appears in its place. Wise choice, she says. Spore shrooms are a real threat. That is all. Thank you for your assistance. Good day to you. So the Mushroom Talisman. Morag gave you this talisman as a reward. This onyx mushroom is supposed to provide protection from something called a spore shroom. Will aid greatly in explorations. Also, I have proven beforehand that if I really wanted to, I could be a power gamer, take the Mushroom Talisman, then go and steal the Dragon Scroll and just run out of here. I'm not going to do that this time. I will clean myself of webs and take my leave. So we have a navigational aid, but we still need to find a treasure of some sort somewhere to give to the Dragon Koth to pass through his realm. Oh, darn it. Well, that was probably a waste of resources. Remind me to run next time I get into a battle with eye beasts and gazers. Anyway, this tunnel occupied by Empire troops, apparently. I avoided it last time, but I have reason to believe that there is a mine entrance down here somewhere, which might hold some very valuable opals. The path to the south is steep, very steep. It slopes downward at a 45-degree angle, yowza, and then grows even steeper. Sliding down it would be no problem. However, without climbing equipment, which you lack, getting back up would be a problem. At the top of the slope, you find an abandoned campsite, and you can see another at the bottom. The campsite at the top is fresh. Someone lives near here. At least that tells you that there's probably a way to get out, should you climb down. Well, before I do that, I'm going to take yet another alternate save. And down we go! Sure enough, you managed to get to the bottom safely. Nothing is harmed, apart from the scratches in the seat of your armor from where you needed to slide down. Alright, well, pretty straightforward and easy to explore so far. And that's dead end. I have chosen poorly. You feel funny. Why do I feel funny? Because I got teleported by a jerk. Ugh. Okay, so does that mean I need to avoid that patch of mushrooms somehow? Apparently it does. I hate you so much right now. Okay, so through this tree and those stalagmites through some heavy rubble This would be easier if I knew where the secret passages were. Oh dear, this is harder than I thought. You feel very, very odd. Okay, where did you put me? Someone does not want me to find this. As you make your way down this winding path, you notice a glitter from the ground nearby. Looking closer, you find a small, round, iridescent gemstone. I get an opal. As much as I would like to explore this a bit more thoroughly, I'm getting really annoyed by all the teleporting. Okay. Secret special thing. You have made your way to the top of a large cliff. The stone surface is sheer, with very few footholds. 100 feet below you, you can see a wide gallery, which looks somewhat familiar. After a while, you come to the conclusion that you could probably climb down the cliff safely. However, you doubt you'd be able to make it back up. Let's come back to that. I want to confirm that it is, in fact, my only path. And it looks like it is. Surely this is still a good plan. It takes a few hours, but by making makeshift ropes and working your way down extremely carefully, you finally manage to arrive safely at the bottom of the cliff. What are we making ropes out of? Is there, like, some stringy fungus growing around here? Well, now I'm here, wherever here is. The cave path slopes sharply upward to the north. The ground is unusually rocky and uneven, even for these tunnels. It'll take a while to reach the end. This is perhaps not the ideal speedrunner's route. This is also a bit larger and more windy than I had expected. Hello? Calamity. Okay then. Wait, did this just put me back into the dark maze somewhere? Ugh. I don't want to explore the dark maze today. Great, specters. This shouldn't take long. Spectral sub. Maybe I do need to go up that rocky tunnel. I mean, I could waste a bunch of time and explore the dark maze anyway. I did make a save file after all. And I was going to do this at some point, just to show it off. As something you can do, but why would you want to? In today's episode, my hubris gets the best of me, again! Yeah, in my opinion, helping the unicorns and fighting the giants is a way better idea than dealing with any of this. Oh, hello, I found something. Exile has many thousands of small, natural pools and springs. Many of those are thought to have magical properties. Few, however, flaunt their magical nature as much as this tiny pool. The water has many small chips of mica suspended in it, which flicker and catch the light, and the air around the pool has the pronounced smell of mint. These pools are often beneficial. Sometimes, however, they aren't. Well, this one seems good. Oops, dark maze. You take deep swigs of the water. It makes you feel pleasantly energized. Even in the middle of this dark, alarming maze, you manage to feel somewhat relaxed. Because I've been dumbfounded. Lovely. Oh, pyrohydras. Well, I'm already on a time waster right now, so... "75 damage! Oh! Why you hurt so bad?" It's another one that won't be very useful against fire-resistant enemies, but what the hey. Yeah, immune to fire, lots of attacks. Says nothing about its breath weapon, which is surprisingly strong. Oofa. Yeah, I'm not even doing this very efficiently, am I? So yeah, Dark Maze. In my opinion, don't. I'm sure there's various secret passages around, and I'm probably not going to find all of them. And I'm probably going to cut out some of these random battles. And today I've learned that pyrohydras can be effective against single-target enemies, somewhat less so against summoners. So this section of Dark Maze has nothing but annoyances. You start to enter this large cavern and immediately back away. It's filled with snakes. And not just small snakes either, but huge ones, 15 feet long, with massive fangs dripping poison. If you entered, they might let you by unharmed, but probably not. At this point, we've already faced worse. Sure enough, the moment you enter the cavern, the snakes rise up as one and start slithering towards you. The synchronized behavior is bizarre, until you notice that several of the snakes are unusually large, and have human heads. Okay, only 7 asps, but also 2 nagas. Say, a pyrohydra costs way more spell points than the ruby skeleton, and I'm not convinced that it's worth it. Because where the pyrohydra gets 1 big attack, ruby skeleton gets 2 or 3 that add up to pretty similar numbers. And honestly, I'm going to ignore the asps and focus in on the snake women. Which is going to land me in a little bit of trouble when I start throwing out the area of effect spells. It's fine, my fighters can take it. And apparently Nagas are fire resistant. Because why the heck not make all of your major enemies fire resistant? And probably magic resistant too. Oh phooey, Death Arrows doesn't have enough range. One for you, and one for you. Which is worse, sliths or asps? Yeah, the Nagas did not take much damage at all from that. Okay, might not want to have everybody all bunched up. Well, at least one of them's dead. Hey-ya, I throw a rock at you. Yay, another massive kill for Fluttershy! And a steel helmet and steel shield, which would be sort of nice, except I've kind of got better. And don't want to waste time carrying all that stuff around. The serpents didn't have much in the way of useful treasure. You are, fortunately, able to tap some nice weapon poison from their massive fangs. Which would be cool if I actually used poison. Surprise, surprise, a dead end with nothing in it. Now this whole thing is a dead end. Oh. Apparently I can't get to other areas. Oh. Never mind. I can always just pass through the unicorn gate. And access the rest of the dark maze. Backwards from how it's intended. Oh, please. I'm not sure that one's even worth cutting out, it was so short. Why are the asps not running from me? Is my average party level really not high enough to get the asps to run away? Because I'm one-shotting them pretty easily here. Why is there lava? You notice an unusually large number of shedded lizard scales on the ground. Ahead of you, you see several lizards peek their heads around the corner. Then you realize that there's not several lizards there, but in fact, only a few. They just have a lot of heads each. But they're not fire-breathing, so it's fine. And for some reason, the hydras were carrying a bit of gold. Yay. Kind of thought there might be something up there. Honestly, you know what? No thank you. And he breathed fire on the one character who's wearing some fire resistance, so it's all good. You feel a slight draft. It's not moist and cool as expected. Instead, it's warm, and there's a hint of sulfur in the air. As you look around to see where the sulfur came from, you hear a roar. There are hydras nearby. You try to avoid them, but their many heads give the creatures an acute sense of smell. They soon find you. Again, no thank you. Yay! Dead end! Boo! I was going to say, surely there's something in here. And surely there's something in here if I can just find it. Pretty sure there's nothing hiding in the lava corner. I hope there's nothing hiding in the lava corner. Okay, hydras are actually sort of tough when I'm not major blessing myself. Aha. Aha. Chasm of Fire. Oh boy. Your further progress is blocked by a river of fire. It's a slow-moving flow of magma, coming from a tunnel to the east and dropping into a chasm to the west. The heat has attracted a family of pyrohydras. Yay! Who have taken this cavern as their own personal health spa. They lurk at the edges of the huge cavern, but they'll probably hunt you down if they get the chance. Or if they notice you at all. This is probably a good time to cast a Firewalk. Okay, slowed a couple of Pyrohydras. So, where are you? Ha. I'm going to do something I don't usually do. Summon some trash allies. Is the ruby skeleton worth it? Okay, Chitrak larvas have killed at least one of them so far. Oh, I do not like what you do to my health. Have some death arrows. Have some dye. Twilight's only mostly dead. It's fine. We're definitely fine. We're ice bolting. We're fine. We're switching over to revive instead of heal all. Everybody fine. Well, at least they're spreading out their targets now. Okay, baby hydras kind of don't care about you. Unfortunately, I'm not firewalking anymore. Finally got another one down. Thank you for chewing on me and not breathing on me. That's right, AJ has some priest spells too! Is that all the fire-breathing ones? I think that might be all the fire-breathing ones. Yes. Go, my Chitrak babies! Oh, wait, no, there's another one. No, I don't want to pick up the bones, thank you. Yeah, way to go, Rarity. If I'm not paying enough attention, the baby hydras kind of visually blend in with the slime patches. Razor discs, that's not so common to find. And a bit of holly. Okay, I would very much like for that to be all of you. And it seems like I'm in luck. Razor discs and a Vanitai robe. Some Vanitai got very unlucky in here. Oh no. Ooh, gray mold. Yoink. And an unidentified gem, why not? And I'll just sneak around this way as to not get noticed by the last Pyro Hydra. And we're through! And what does that actually do for me? Gets me through into here, and oh, the snake cavern would have been unavoidable. You were only given 3 weeks to reach Fort Cavalier. You're very close to running out of time. If you don't complete the za-khazi run in the next day or two, all may be lost. Best hurry. Yeah. I'm still going in here because there is at least one more thing I wanted to find. So, this. Will it be gems? Or will it be something else? Panting and wheezing, you finally reach the top of this long, rubble-strewn gallery. Looking back, you don't relish the thought of climbing back down. The last few hundred feet of the journey were the worst, not only because of fatigue, but because all of the boulders were covered with a thin layer of frost. Once you reach the top, You look around to try and figure out why it's so cold here. After a short search, you find a large cave entrance. The frost is thickest here, and icicles hang from the stone above your heads. Being careful not to slip on the ice, you make your way into the tunnel. It goes for about 100 feet and then opens into a large, beautiful, frozen cavern. The walls, floor, and ceiling are covered with sheets of ice. It reflects you, and reflects your reflections, showing your group back to you from an infinite variety of angles. Soon, however, the reflections of other forms mingle with yours. The ice on what first appeared to be boulders cracks, revealing large blue lizards. They were sleeping, until your arrival disturbed them. Now awake, they are very hungry. Ice drakes, a nice change from the pyrohydras. In fact, I may just stick a pyrohydra on you. And also a ruby skeleton or two. Mwahaha! Sometimes summons can be very fun. Get wrecked. The drakes had a good deal of treasure, although it takes a while to chip it out of the ice. There's a lot of gold, and a frozen giant lizard or two for food. While you aren't able to recover a few scrolls, there's also a nice wand. Finally, below all of the gold and other loot, you eventually dig down to a large bronze key. The handle end is worked into the shape of a dragon's head. Okay, that is sort of interesting. Drake key. You found this key in the remote lair of a family of ice drakes. Let me do a little identify to see what my ill-gotten gains are. Another wand of death, a prismatic wand, which is good against undeads. Could be useful if we decide to tick off Morog, huh? Killer poison, at least it's the good poison. Opal is worth a little money. Crystal wand. Dispel spirit. Ooh, so that one would be good against demons as well as undeads, I think. Very nice. The crossbow is just a plain crossbow. Gold ring of protection is pretty good. Diamond is worth a nice pile of money. The Wormfang has weight 10, value 1. Apparently no ability or alchemical use. So basically worthless. Okay. Well, next time I think I shall reload and maybe try again at the whole mine business. I thought it might be down this corridor, but apparently not. Oh well. until then, have a good one, take care, and I should probably investigate this final corner. Wouldn't you think? Well, perhaps we shall see more progress in that direction next time. Have a good one, and take care, everybody.